Hi guys, welcome to another beer review. Not firing on all cylinders because I'm just about to start to recover from a cold, but I was in the mood for a beer. That's why I look like this and sound like this. But yeah, we're going back over to Mikkeller, and this was part of the January Mikkeller beer mail, which referral link is down below. You're probably getting sick to death of me telling you that, aren't you? But yeah, fantastic service, and I'm happy to try them again. So this is the American Dream Pils, which I believe is their take on a California Common or a steam lager, which of course Anchor, who are, I think they actually own the copyright to steam beer, don't they? So you have to call it a California Common or something like that. So they're like the daddies when it comes to this style of beer. It's not my favourite lager. That being said, I've only tried it once. Probably have to revisit it sometime. But yeah, I'd be interested to see the Mikkeller attempt at that. So I guess this will just be a little bit more hoppier than your regular Pilsner or lager. So 4.6%, and yeah, fantastic looking artwork, as per usual from Keith Shaw. So let's try and keep this one short and sweet. Nice opening on the can, not too much smoke, pretty much just taken out of the fridge. There we go, I won't pour it all in so I could get my nose in there. Hopefully I can pick up the aromas, because I've got a little bit of a blocked nose and a tiny bit of a sore throat. But yeah, beer in a glass then, and yeah, it looks like what you'd expect a lager or pilsner to look like. Nice dark sort of goldy orange colour to it. Pretty clear, to be honest. There might be just a tiny bit of sedimentation in the middle, but for the most part you'd think that you'd just poured yourself like a classic lager or pilsner. So beer poured with just a lining of like a white head. So it certainly looks the part. Let's see what we get on the aroma. And I'm definitely picking up the hops in there, but it's not overwhelmingly hoppy. I've said it time and time again. I'm a purist when it comes to lagers. After living in Germany for 7 years, all those traditional, high-quality, family-brewed, even macro-brewed lagers, just fantastic and so cheap. So, I was always a fan of lagers anyway. That's how I started drinking, really. But when you have a good lager, I don't think there's anything else that can compare to that. So when I see these craft breweries doing their lager, and not saying that it's like a hoppy lager or like an IPL, because I don't think this is an IPL, because I think it's a little bit too weak on the ABV, if I'm correct. I get a little bit apprehensive, because a lot of the time when I've tried a hoppy lager, it tastes nice, you get that lovely hop profile, but the body's a little bit weak, and it tastes like a really weak pale ale. So hopefully this isn't the case. But yeah, on the nose, lovely sort of grapefruit flavour, citrusy, nice and fruity actually, but you get the lovely sort of like slightly grainy, biscuity malts coming through. Yeah, just a lovely, toned down, hoppy character. So hopefully that follows through on the taste. Anyway, speaking of which, let's give it a taste. Cheers. And yeah, that's a really nice hoppy lager. Not overwhelmingly hoppy, doesn't steal the show. It just adds a nice little bitterness and a little bit of a slight fruit twist to it, because sometimes I get like a nice citrusy flavour in a good pilsner or a lager. And the hops almost like accentuate that a little bit. A lovely crisp like mouthfeel, very drinkable. Lovely hoppy, fruity bitterness on the back end. It's got a little bit of like a slightly bolder body, like very subtle creaminess to it. So it's a little bit smooth. But yeah, that's very refreshing. For me personally, for the style, still a little bit too hoppy for my tastes. But I would never say that that's a bad beer by any stretch, and I've had much worse In fact, that's probably one of the better hoppier lagers that I've had. But it's still just a little bit too hoppier for my tastes. But I'm not going to really hold that against it, because I sort of knew going into it that it was going to be like this. But yeah, really nice balanced beer by all accounts. And you could get yourself into serious trouble with that. You could happily do a session on these, and happy days. It's getting a little bit floral and medicinal now on the back end, which is a little bit of a surprise. But I wouldn't say it's an offensive flavour. But yeah, it's a very solid, hoppy lager. Wonderfully brewed, as per usual, with, well, pretty much 90% of the stuff I've had from Mikkeller's been like 8 or above out of 10. I don't think it's there. To me, this is a solid 7 out of 10. I'd happily try it again. I'd happily try it in one of their bars. Perfect beer for the summer. Perfect sessioner. And if you like your lagers and you sort of like your pale ales and IPAs, it's a nice come-between. But I just like my lagers to be lagers. And that's really the only negative I can have against this. Because there's no faults, it's brewed brilliantly, nice and balanced, drinkable, gets the job done. So 7 out of 10 from me. If you've tried this one, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below in the comments. Check out, excuse me, check out Mikkeller and my Mikkeller playlist. If you're interested by any of the Mikkeller beers that I've reviewed over the past few months, then I'll put my referral link down below so you can get yourself a nice little discount on your own box, and I get a nice discount in return. I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, Mikkeller, becoming one of my favourite breweries, legitimately one of my favourite breweries. And, yeah, I've got some nice hazy IPAs and some stouts to review now as well. Well, I won't be doing it now because I don't want, like, the really hoppy stuff to be wasted on this palette. But this, I'm getting so much flavour. So I'm not missing out on any tones because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. Yeah, lovely stuff. And of course, if any of my friends and fellow beer tubers have reviewed it, their links will be down below. And yeah, fucking hell. Thank you guys for watching, and I shall hopefully see you all later if I don't die. Cheers.